Welcome back, everybody. It is Sunday, the 26th of February, 2023. Sorry, I'm just putting my blinds up a little bit. It is 8 a.m., Sunday, 26th February, 2023. So that makes it day 57, or episode 57. We're coming up on 2 months. What have I got, like 2 more days before the end of Feb? That's 2 full months completed on this podcast, which is crazy. And so many different things have happened. So many things have changed in my life in the last 60 days or 57 days. The biggest one of all is just my attitude towards things, which is crazy. So I've gone from being a daily fucking smoker to, always looking for that, like looking for the time in between me being high and me not being high, and you know what I mean. Like if I got high, for example, let's say at night, and then the next night I was going to get high, the time in between was just like tolerable time, right? Like it was like a waste of time almost because I wasn't high, and I don't think that's a good way to live. Obviously, I'm sure there's plenty of people that would agree with that. But it also hasn't put me off entirely ever smoking again. Doesn't mean I'm never going to smoke again. It just means that I don't want to waste my fucking life anymore. I don't want to waste my time anymore. And so my attitude now, the other day, I'm pretty sure I was talking about it on here, was I was upset that my leg was sore because I couldn't go for a run. Now that guy, like 2 months ago, that was just spending time in between being high and tolerating that time, I mean, he would never have gone for a run. So, like, what a body turnaround. And then on top of that, just the healthier diet, the healthier lifestyle, I'm just really putting that effort into looking after my mental health. And that is, it is proving worthwhile, is all I can say. It is definitely something that I will continue to do. But I have I wanted to talk about my past, my childhood again. I think I didn't have many like guy friends growing up. I did. I would like to say that in primary school I was not necessarily popular, but everybody knew me. And I spent most of my lunches and recesses, like the boys would all go and play basketball, they'd play soccer, and I wasn't a very sporty kid. I was an asthmatic, so I played into that, and my mum was always really worried about me playing any sort of sport, so she never signed me up for like footy or any team sports. I played I did boxing and I did swimming, but those are pretty solo sports. And so I never learned how to be a team player until I got into the workforce. Anyway, I grew up and I just had all the girls were my friends. I remember hanging out in primary school and I would just hang out every recess and lunch with the girls. So we'd be there's a group of maybe 6 of us, and we'd sit around and we'd just chat. Like a gossip club almost, but we just chat about random different things. But I think that has benefited me moving into adulthood. I think that I was so worried for so long that because I hung out with girls that I was going to be gay, or that I was going to be become a girl. I was going to be one of the girls. And that didn't happen. So that was pretty naive of me to think. But what did happen though was I didn't get stuck in this weird battle of masculinity that most teenage boys go through, right? Where you've got to force yourself to, well, not force yourself, but you got to prove yourself. You're in a proving ground, right? High school is just a proving ground for the masculinity of most boys. And so, the most popular, the most muscular, the cocky, the confident, but it's also cockiness, whatever. They're the ones who get the girls, because the girls want they give attention to the boy that takes the most attention. And I just think it's interesting to also think that when I was in primary school, the boy that was getting the most attention wasn't the boy that had the most ego, that was the most confident or anything like that. He was the boy who treated them like they were people, right? And so the same thing growing up through high school. I was able to be friends with so many different people because I was just, everyone was the same. Everyone's equal. And then so too now, my relationship with my wife is completely predicated and hinges really significantly on the fact that I know how to be around women, how to interact with women. And I think that is largely accredited to my only hanging out with females when I was growing up. There's probably more to that, but I don't want to take too much time today because I got to get to work. I got to get on an earlier train because Sunday trains are different. But I wrote a couple more sonnets yesterday, and I feel like I'm just going to read them out here to immortalize them. I've really enjoyed when Maddie showed me what a sonnet was, because I used to think they were just like boring fucking Shakespeare bullshit, And now, don't get me wrong, Shakespeare's cool because he wrote a lot of cool stuff, or she, whatever they say about them now. But a sonnet is just the format for a poem. So it's A B A B, C D C D, E F E F, and then G G. So there's 14 lines, and so A and A line rhyme, B and B rhyme, C C rhyme, D D rhyme, but then it's in the order of A B A B, C D C D. So it's just a more well thought out way, a more considered format of writing a poem, because you could just rhyme every sentence and you could swap it out, you know what I mean? But following this format, sometimes it sounds a lot more poetic because you just have to have 10 syllables. You don't have to have 10 words, or you know what I mean? The length is determined by the words you choose, and so the less words you choose, the less words you have with more syllables. You could have a sentence that's 2 words long that has 10 syllables in it, and it just changes the way the poem reads. Anyway, I challenged myself yesterday to writing, because a sonnet is more about love and intimacy, right? I challenged myself yesterday to write something that was a little bit more heartfelt, that I was just something that was a bit more to the point. And so I wrote this one, and I've titled it, "Is It Called Vanity If It's From Me to You?" By Mincho. How do I tell her she's beautiful? Photos can't capture it, and words won't do. Butterflies in my stomach, heart is full. Just look at her, tell me you see it too. For granted I tend to take her, sadly. I never seem to put her feelings first. And though she's quick to forgive me, gladly, we know that of the two of us I'm worst. The standards are set high by her alone, negotiable by virtue of self-love. There's kisses in the mirror she has blown, but ugly is a feeling she can't shove. Will she ever truly see her beauty? Can I help, or is it not up to me? I wrote that because sometimes I don't appreciate her enough, and I don't make her feel, I don't show her that I love her more than I tell her that I love her. And so sometimes I can juxtapose I love you with, oh, what the hell, why have you done this? And, I don't know. I don't ever try to, but sometimes I can make her feel small. And so I wanted to write a poem where I acknowledge that, and that, I find it a little bit better and a little bit easier to express how I'm feeling through something like a poem than through my words, because my words spoken, I can talk the leg off a fucking chair. So at some point I'm going to double back on myself and, say the wrong thing. But in a poem, you have to be strategic and the words have to come out correctly. And so that's how I feel. Anyway, I doubled down right after that, and I was in a poem kind of mood, so I wrote another sonnet, and I've titled this one called Little Raft, another poem by Mincho. There are people in a raft on the sea, held together by duct tape and craft glue. Looking closely, I can see it's you and me, holding each other afloat on bamboo. Beneath us is water, scary and deep. There's something about it that you can trust. The seas know we're here, us safe they will keep. We are the waves and the deep, it is us. We'll carry ourselves to safety ashore. We don't need to leave this little canoe. And should we fall in, never to be more, we'll be with the water, who is us too. Set sail, our love, for the world is all yours. The raft, the water, and all of the shores. And I really like that one. I feel like that was my most creative one yet. But yeah, I wrote that little poem, and that's also for Mads, to let her know that that anytime she forgets that we're in love, that I love her, whatever. I don't know. I just wrote it. It's cool. And so that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. Thank you for listening. If you like my poems, let me know. I might even start like publishing them on my Instagram or something, and see how we go. See if anyone interacts and wants to hear or wants to see them or wants me to write more and be more creative, or give me a topic, give me a theme to write a poem on. Help me exercise that creativity. But I've been really enjoying sonnets so far. I'm going to have a go at an Italian sonnet later. It's just got a different layout, so we'll see how we go. Maybe tomorrow I'll come back with another one of those. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you again for listening.